What's going on, guys, girls? Rob here with Keith, and we have still got a couple of questions left from the
NFL
NFL
draft.
draft. The NFL draft. We still got to wonder how good Kenny Pickett's going to be in Pittsburgh, and but I got some seasons here, and I want to make sure I send them to the right people. So, yeah, if you're in here today, definitely let me know if you ended up winning something that night. I could go back and watch a video, but I trust my viewers. We're all good about that. That damn 3 hours worth of stuff. It's fun to watch. It's fun to rewatch because now you're like, damn.
If Rob screws up, he'd be fine with just buying you the entire play.com inventory for you. So, he'll make it up. Maybe not.
I've got the 2018 set, and I've got the Racing Pioneers. I think that's what I got. Yeah. Yeah. And I got the tracks and old tracks and stuff with it, too. So I just got to find out who gets what. That's all. That's all. But, yeah. Yeah. And I got 2,000 stars, too.
I was going to check out a video on here on YouTube somewhere to see how that sideline strategy basketball game plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have not checked it.
The cards look kind of neat. So I was.
If anybody here in chat, if you're not watching it live, even leave us a message if you know something about sideline strategy or what basketball is.
It's SSG basketball, but it's
okay.
Sideline strategy games. That's what that stands for.
Okay, that's cool.
I see they got seasons like from 1979 through somewhere in the early 90s, and then it might skip a little, I think, and then goes to more current seasons. They've got a couple of WNBA seasons in there, and then they got a couple college seasons, but I was looking at those today, and what it is, instead of having individual player cards, they have one card assigned
team card.
Yeah. And I'd rather have all player cards. I'd still like to find a college version of a basketball game that has a good, easy mechanic and has dice involved in it somehow.
Yeah. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go public with what you was telling me the other night? But what you've been playing? Basketball.
Oh, I was just telling Rob. I created this little 3-on-3 game that I was messing around with. It. I still got to tinker with it some. But,
What all does it include? Do you have to have like a little pawn to go from player to player, or?
Well, you can do whatever you want. I mean,
is it dice driven?
Yeah, it's dice driven.
It is dice driven. How many dice total do you use?
You need a couple of 10-sided dice because it kind of goes from like 1 to 100, and then there's another area on there where there's like a 1 to 20 roll, and that's in a section I've got for fouls and stuff. But
so you need two.
I'm kind of trying to make it. I'm not making this with the idea of trying to make a game that simulates anything like an NBA game or anything like that. I'm just doing this for fun. It's completely fictional, and just trying to come up something to kind of a basketball type theme game that to kill some time when I want to do something different. But I created
two 10-sided and are 20-sided. You don't use any 6-sided?
No.
Okay. All right.
But, I've made some player cards that using names from our community, including Rob. Made myself one, but I felt like just to keep it honest, my own card kind of sucks. So I'm more of a cheerleader than anything. And I made it.
And you can't file out. You see, that's one of your rules.
Well, not yet. I mean, I'll have to tinker. See, right now I'm just kind of playing a little bit to see how many fouls kind of happen. See if I want to
Are you thinking about expanding
Turn
teams?
that down a little bit, huh?
Are you thinking about expanding teams to maybe 7 or 8 on each team or something? So
This is the first stages, Rob. Right now, I just got
I got you.
rosters and just 2 teams, and I put you with Tim and Harris and myself, and then I made a team that has Anthony, Michael, Matt, and Dwayne. I don't want to get that name wrong again, but I apologize, Dwayne, but I keep wanting to say Randy, and I don't know why. I did tonight, didn't I? I said
No,
Randy
no.
tonight, didn't I?
No, you said Dwayne.
Did I? Oh wow, I'm surprised.
Randy March. That sounds like. Don't that sound like the guy that's on?
I think there is a Randy March somewhere.
Ain't that the guy that was on that cartoon? What the hell? That little dirty cartoon that came on. Had that little guy. You know what I'm talking about?
That's not where I would have got it from.
But. Okay.
Hi,
Randy. What's up, PJ? What was the name of that?
I
what the hell?
don't really
South Park. Randy March. I don't know.
But anyway, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Like, there's your card.
I can see it.
Yeah, now that first column was where you do your 2 10-sided dice. And the IF means you're going to try to draw a foul. You're going to try to draw a foul on the inside.
Okay.
And then OF is on the out. Try to draw a foul on the outside. That's a lot smaller range.
Right, because you have outside.
Pass 1, pass 2. Now, pass 1 means you're going to pass it to the up here. You'll see that choice number.
Choice 1.
Yeah, and then Tim's 2 and 3 for Harris. Well, if it comes under the pass 1, you'll pass it to the lower number of the other 2 guys on the floor with you. The pass 2, it goes to the higher number guy that's on the floor with you. Then there's a turnover number, a shot number for 2-pointers and 3-pointers for a range. And then your percentages of making those shots are over here. And then this is a foul section where the first number, I've got it -2 to 7 because I put for the foul number a range of like -2 to +2, which means it's going to add whatever your 20-sided die is. It's going to add to that.
Okay.
The first one is means you got a defensive foul. The second one means you're going to try to get a shot in. There's a 5-point adjustment on that though, or 5 roll, and plus a free throw if you or 2 shots if you miss it. Yeah, then that range it just converts it to a pass, and then the bottom one is it ends up being a foul on you, an offensive foul. So right now there's quite a few fouls I've noticed that I get, but so I might adjust those numbers down a little bit. But you get a foul rating, a steal rating, a block rating. The steal rating is like, let's say your pass is from 17 to 37. Well, if your opponent's got a steal rating of 3, then those last 3 numbers in that range are a steal.
Okay.
On your card to your defender.
All right.
And block is the same thing for the shot number. Like if it's the last 2 of that in that range, then it ends up being a block shot.
And folks, this is a 3-on-3 game he's playing. He's not playing a 5-on-5 game.
And then there's a rebound number 2, and I rate people basically anywhere from a 3 to a 6 on that. And on a 20-sided roll, if you add up all your team's rebound numbers and it falls within the range of that on the defensive side, defense gets the rebound. Otherwise, it goes to the offense. So that's kind of how that goes.
I got you there. Don, have you gotten anything in the mail yet, Don? I sent his off Monday. So he may not yet.
Don got something from you?
Mm-hmm. He got I think it'll be probably tomorrow.
But I was just thinking of tinkering around like a 3-on-3 because it's just easier. You don't have 5 players out there to try to keep track of on each side.
Not yet. Probably tomorrow. That's cool. It got sent off Monday, so it's on its way. I sent some other stuff yesterday. I sent Harris his, and Roger Ward his yesterday. Roger's closer than you are, though. You're out in Iowa. Roger's just in Tennessee. Harris down in Florida. If you guys haven't seen it yet, we had a NFL draft special draft night, and did it last 3 hours, Keith, or over 3? Over 3 hours, I think.
It was closer to 4, Rob.
Yeah, our video.
Might have eclipsed that.
Yeah, so it's at least 4 hours in, and we had different people, and most everybody was here the whole time, and that was very, very cool, and that's what we wanted. We wanted somebody, and I tell you, Atma Brian really, really brought his A game that night because he got the majority right. Michael Peterson really did well.
You know, I had plans going into that to be like super prepared for that, and I just never committed the time and research to it.
Well, you probably were working a lot too.
Yeah, the fair normal schedule, but I just even on the weekends it was kind of like I would find myself interested in doing something else, and it just seemed too much like committing to doing homework or something, and I just didn't feel like doing that. So
it was enjoyable though. It really was a lot of fun. Only one quarterback got drafted in the first round, Kenny Pickett with the Steelers. I was doing good in that draft. I had no idea what I was doing, P-Jet said. Yeah. Most everybody did really, really well.
Like I say, I had no idea that the guy from Georgia, the linebacker, had
Nakobe Dean. We had no idea he had a health issue.
Yeah, didn't know that he was going to drop down into the mid.
It was a health issue that we find out happened in college, but never got addressed, and they never made it public. And shame on the networks for not telling us that shit, because we would have dropped him a lot further too. But a team that normally takes chances on players took a chance on Nakobe Dean. You watch him play well for the Eagles. I guarantee he will. Shootout hockey league.
I mean, Miles Jack might have been a guy that was kind of someone that you could make an analogy with, because he was considered to have like did he have like an arthritis condition or something? I kind of thought he was going to break down, but he ended up being a really good player.
Mm-hmm.
And he said
I don't know if it was arthritis. I don't know what it was.
Whatever it was, I mean, there was concern that his
body wasn't going to hold up.
Yeah.
And that anytime you got those concerns, they're for real. And now he's going to Pittsburgh, and we know Pittsburgh doesn't want a lightweight. They don't want anybody coming to their team that was not willing to hit somebody. That's a team that's always, they've always brought their lunch pail with them every time they've ever been anywhere.
He's been doing
history maker
hockey,
and then highlight maker hoops.
Yeah, that was a game that Harris told us he can't put it down.
Yeah,
highlight maker hoops. I might take a look at the full version when that comes out.
Baker Mayfield, did he actually get traded? Baker Mayfield. And right now they're even if he's cut, Seahawks now. So right now, now it's not official. It's actually saying right here the Seahawks don't want to trade for Baker Mayfield, but would inquire about him if they drop him. And soon they got to get rid of him because if they keep him on the roster, is it June 1st, I think, they got to pay him like $5 million bonus or whatever, which it won't have to pay if they get rid of him.
Philip, just to ask you a question about Highlight Maker Hoops. In the community, if not with the play game itself, do they have college roster, like any college versions or seasons that you can get? I was just talking about that with Rob earlier, that it's just, I'd like to find some kind of game where you could get some good college teams with actual players. So they do have college games?
I don't know if they do or not. Now look, hey, let me show you. Let me show you something here. Baker Mayfield. Ain't no way you end up with that if you ain't making Baker Mayfield money. I mean, look at that clown. Look at that dude. And I mean, look at that.
Well, you don't think
he's a clown, dude. He's a clown. The dude. You don't even take him
seriously. I know, but are you saying that she wouldn't be anywhere near him if it wasn't for
hell yeah. If he didn't have money coming out of his damn
he's out of her league? Is that what you're saying, Rob?
Yeah. You look.
So
look at that league right there.
So if you were her daddy, you'd be saying,
oh, I would have no problem with a dating him if he got all that money.
Would you talk truthfully about him in terms of his game, or would you
after I got a house or something, I probably would later on. Right? Not at first. I just got like Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel, he ain't never got to go make no money because.
How about that headbutt by Nurse on Oilers?
Oh yeah.
Explain that one. I don't know what that means.
Darnell Nurse. Darnell Nurse is a defenseman for the Edmonton Oilers hockey.
Oh.
And he got up in one of the guys' faces for L.A. Mm-hmm. And he just
ran into his girl.
Oh, he just
with the helmet or
helmet on too. Yeah. Right in his face.
So was there a fight that took place after that happened? Or?
It should have, but Nurse.
That's going to take place later.
It could. It probably if it goes to Game 7. The Game 6 is coming
up.
in
the playoffs now.
Yeah.
Oh well, if that was a regular season game. That
I think maybe he got a double minor for it the other night. Yeah, and last night they lost in overtime 5-4 last night. So now they're back 3-2 now. So. Chicago 7-foot Giant says he thinks the Oilers win at 7. I still like their chances too. I think they go to LA tomorrow night and win. Has anybody saw the teams I picked? Has anybody watched it? I got it written down right here. But did anybody watch that video?
I started to, Rob, and I was at work and I was just too busy to start.
Yeah, right. He was turning around. The Kings guy was mouthing off to him, but yeah, he shouldn't have done what he did. Yeah, he right into his chin. He had first right into his chin. It should have been a game misconduct for sure. But did anybody, if you didn't watch it, the video, I have my picks that I released prior to the playoffs right here. Right here. I got them somewhere.
And I'm assuming you're right on right now, seeing that you're.
Oh, man. I wouldn't be showing these some bitches off if I won't do it. Yeah. If I was doing shitty, I would be like, okay, we'll talk about this next year. Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe never. Yeah. Maybe we'll just avoid this topic. 1 game suspension, you think, yeah. That's probably what you guys think of baseball season so far. Well, Cincinnati. Somebody needs to
See, that's
somebody needs,
one team. There's no point in bringing them up.
somebody needs to
That's
somebody
the first one he brought up.
somebody needs to tell Cincinnati there's actually a season going on. They've won 6 games so far.
Well,
Their fan base is going to start throwing them
I'll
in the
just say
fucking
this:
river.
I'm surprised a little bit that the Yankees are doing as well as they are. I think Toronto will still catch them.
PJ, no. Nashville.
I still like the
Nashville.
White Sox to win the Central.
Wrong. PJ. Avalanche was number 1 in the West, not Nashville. Nashville was number 8. Yeah. Avalanche was the first in the out west. Instead of question marks. Ha ha. Yeah, but Nashville did not finish first. They finished 8th. Avalanche was the best team out west all year. And they showed it. They dominated them. I picked a team in Canada to win the cup. How about that? I saw the record.
Rob probably thinks I'm way too hard on his Phillies team, although he thinks Girardi's going to be fired soon.
I think Joe Girardi gets fired before June 1st. Yeah, he needs to go. They got to fire him. I don't care who they bring in. I don't.
2 years in a row though that they've neglected the pitching staff too much.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, when you're firing him, too many damn teams. PJ said, yeah. I got it right here somewhere. I think, you know what, I may have it in there. Let me go check real quick. Keep them going, Keith.
And then the Mets, I don't know if I'm really a little bit surprised, but I think it's early yet, and I still think the Braves are going to have something to say about it. And then in the Central, Brewers pitching is doing really good again. And that's only going to be a 2-team race if the Cardinals ever get back in it.
You talking about the Brewers and Cardinals?
Yeah. I mean, the Cardinals probably have enough talent to stick around.
Cardinals have enough pitching if they have enough offense.
Yeah. Outside of Goldschmidt and Arenado, it's kind of shaky.
It's light work. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Although O'Neill kind of can put some decent numbers up. What happened to their shortstop? Is it DeYoung or something like that? He was really good when they first brought him up.
Yeah, he ended up going out west. I want to say maybe.
Oh, he's still there, but the guy I'm thinking of, he was really good when they first brought him up, as far as I remember, with his batting average and all. But he doesn't. He's a real light hitter now.
They had Colton Wong, a few years ago, and then he went to Milwaukee, and now Wong is.
And the Dodgers look like they're going to be too much for pretty much everybody
else. Oh yeah, Rajon Rondo might retire and join Calipari's coaching. Yeah, it's time he goes.
And I heard the new news that our man Tom Brady's going to be going to Fox.
Yeah, how about Tom Brady making $34 million a year for 10 years, $340 million?
Is that what he's going to get from Fox?
Yeah, that's what they said. 10 years, $340 million. People hating on him. All right, now let me ask you. Why?
I can understand getting tired of a guy winning all the time. I get that.
But if he wants to call a game. Think about it this way. You don't have to listen to that motherfucker Tony Romo no damn more if you turn it on to Fox. Think about that.
He's on CBS.
That's what I said. You turn it on to Fox, you don't have to watch that asshole no more. Yeah. You don't have to watch him. I couldn't stand Joe Buck, but maybe now they'll put something in his damn mouth to keep him shut while Brady's with him. Let's see. Here's what I got going on, guys.
Aikman to ESPN, right?
Aikman's going to ESPN.
Yeah. Aikman and Buck.
Huh?
Buck went with him, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he did, Rob.
He may have.
Pretty sure he did. It was like a week or two later, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be working together.
They might be together, Steve.
Football.
They might be. This is what I've got going on in hockey, guys. I got Florida beating Washington. I said it was going to take 5 games. It's going to take more than that now. Washington's playing pretty good. I got Toronto beating Tampa. 2-time defending champs. Toronto's got them on the ropes after 5 games, 3 games to 2. I got Carolina beating Boston. And I've got Pittsburgh beating the Rangers. And a lot of people, boy, when I was doing it that night, some people put Pittsburgh in big question marks. I said, yep, I'm taking Pittsburgh in that series. I got Colorado beating Nashville. I got St. Louis beating Minnesota. That would be an upset. Minnesota finished ahead of them this year. I got Calgary beating Dallas. And I got Edmonton beating the Kings, which they've got to really turn it around if they're going to do anything. Second round, we had Florida and Toronto. I got Florida moving on. Second round, Carolina and Pittsburgh. I got Carolina moving on. Second round, I got Colorado and St. Louis playing each other. I got St. Louis going, passing Colorado. And then Calgary and Edmonton, if Edmonton plays up to their standard, I still got Calgary beating Edmonton. Now, the Eastern Conference Final, Florida, Carolina. I got Carolina going to the Stanley Cup Finals. I got St. Louis and Calgary. I got Calgary going to the Stanley Cup Finals against Carolina. I got Calgary winning. Huh?
A lot of red.
Calgary winning the Cup in 6 games, and first time Canadian teams won it in 30 years. And we'll see if it happens. We'll see how close I get, but I got all my paperwork right here. I had it written down.
And all those other teams, which ones have a chance to win the Cup?
Florida could beat Carolina. Florida could definitely beat Carolina. Colorado, if they beat St. Louis, they can give Calgary fits. They could. Kings, I don't think they can match up with Calgary. I really don't.
St. Louis.
Pittsburgh, St. Louis, they got 8 20-goal scorers, but I just don't know if Calgary's defense is really, really good. Pittsburgh, I just don't know if Pittsburgh's got enough to jump and hump over Carolina. I think Carolina's a really good team that's a little bit underrated. Tampa, probably the best team in the regular season, and then the last 10 games, they just flatlined. And they played, 4-6 the last 10 games? They really flatlined. And they were going to be a number 1 seed.
It was just because they were a little wanting to.
I think they got tired.
Didn't have anything to play for. I guess it'd be the easiest way to.
I think they got tired because they're an older team. That's what I think. And they're playing like they're tired against Toronto. Toronto's a bunch of young kids.
It's hard in hockey, and you do see that from almost every year where a team will come up against a team that was just like a middle seed or something, and they just have a real hard time getting by them or might even lose. And that's just something that sport seems to provide every year.
Same way with baseball.
Well,
same way with baseball.
But I was thinking baseball is a sport, though, there's probably more occasions where a team can play kind of flat down the stretch, but once they get to the playoffs, then they can kind of kick back in that gear. And Atlanta might have been a team that kind of did that last year.
Yeah.
After their injuries and all that.
Because they were a wild card team. They played a wild card game.
Yeah. Remember in 2005, the White Sox, they really just kind of backed into the playoffs. I mean, they had a big lead, but they almost let it get away against Cleveland.
Right. And they only won one.
Then their pitching just dominated.
Yeah, they only won the division. They were up at one time by 13 games. I think they only won the division by 5.
It really shrunk down, and then but their
4 or 5 games. Yeah,
dominated.
Don, I heard about that. The Guardians have multiple people on the COVID list now, And when they're saying multiple, I've heard it could be more than 10. So, yeah, it's still out there. I don't downplay it. You guys know me and Keith both had it. My household, me and my wife both had it. We were down for. I was down for 17
You had a lot
days.
worse case of it than I did.
Do what?
I said you had a lot worse case of it than I did.
You know what? I was just tired all the damn time. I lost a lot of weight from it.
Yeah,
Damn.
I was tired too for the most part.
But it was 17 days worth for me.
Well, I was ready to go back to work on Wednesday, and they wouldn't let me. So.
Yeah.
I
But
really
I think some of the COVIDs now that we're finding out about, it's I think probably there are some people that have COVID that are not even going to the doctor because it's
I'm sure that that's happening.
Sniffles and somebody sitting in a bathroom for 2 days. Hell, who hasn't done that in their life? It doesn't make a damn, if you're 50 years old, you've had those days where the throne was the bathroom. It wasn't the living room. Yeah. And
is anybody, what was the final scenario that was painted on that whole thing with that guard that helped that prisoner escape and they got in that accident in Indiana?
Well, I think she assisted him. So I think they were.
Yeah, I mean, how did the end come to the way that it did?
I don't know how she died. I don't know how she's dead. Dude.
Well, they're saying she shot herself, or at least that was the
initial.
I
don't know.
But often those initial reports end up being wrong. So I just didn't know if there was a.
All I know is her lead officer said something about he wasn't surprised the way it ended. So she must have been like a loose wheel in that little organization and all that shit. But
there wasn't. I mean, how does somebody think that they're going to be able to get away?
Right. You understand?
Undiscovered.
Yeah,
you understand. What, 6'9"?
Huh?
The guy was like 6'9".
Oh, I don't know about that. But she's got to understand how it works. If they see him,
they're not just going to looking.
Shoot him on sight. They go shoot him on sight. I mean, you can't catch a plane. You can't catch a train. You can't get, bus.
I mean, what I'm saying is that's suicidal on her part. If that's,
yep.
If she actually took her own life, then she knew she was going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
From the very beginning.
Yeah. The only chance, let's say it this way, the only chance they would have had is if they would have went to Mexico and would have went down there somewhere and just hid away for a while. But if he's 6'9", it ain't many places to hide. Who do you think should be the highest paid NHL player? Well, Connor McDavid is not playing like the star he is. Austin Matthews is a star, and he's Steve Stamkos. He's a hell of a player down in Tampa, but he's got so many pieces helping him out. You're going to have people tell you that the kid Ovechkin from Washington should be the highest paid. I think he's a cherry picking goal scorer. That's just me. Who would I take if I was starting? Let's say we started the whole league over. Just put them all in a bundle, and I got the number one pick. Oh man, I'd probably take a kid in Colorado. What's his name? I think he's probably the best player out there. I can't think of his name right now. It's not McDermott. What is his name? Somebody help me out. Chicago can help me out. Kid in Colorado, though. Colorado Avalanche center. Colorado Avalanche players. Yeah, Nathan McKinnon. I think that's who I would start with. Um,
Are
Probably.
hockey players generally around 6 foot tall or something, or are they a little
Do what?
hockey players? Are they generally around 6 foot tall, or
A lot of your skill players 5'8", 5'9", 5'10",
you'd
5'11".
think that there would be something to having a lower center of gravity in that game?
Skate faster.
Yeah.
And, Patrick Kane should be traded. Yes, I agree. And if they're going to trade him, why don't you go ahead and trade Jonathan Taves too? I would trade Kane.
Those were the two guys they just decided they were going to keep, and everybody else they pretty much let go, huh?
Who is that? Blackhawks. Well, they let Duncan Keith go. Yeah. They traded him. Yeah. Duncan Keith was probably their number one commodity on defense, but he's 40 years old or reaching up there. Zdeno Chara is 6'9". Yeah, you're right. Chara is 6'9". If you've never seen him play, he's not very physical. He's not very physical, but who wants to get physical with somebody like that? But I have seen guys go after him. I have seen guys that would hit him and hit him hard. He's not the fastest guy on skates, but he's got long reach and all, so he plays defense pretty well. I guess he's still with the either the Islanders or the he's like 44 years old now. Yeah. Yeah. Chara is getting older and slower too. Yeah. And but Duncan Keith, he's definitely lost a step, I think, too. I think Patrick Kane probably could go west. I think maybe Jonathan Taves maybe goes north. I think he could go to Canada. Winnipeg, strong possibility, Winnipeg. Maybe Vancouver. I will see. But I definitely think Kane could end up playing Anaheim, LA. I think he could be under the bright lights still. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, I think the Blackhawks need to unload, start fresh. They just had the picks, for the draft, and Montreal is going to get first pick. But the Devils get number 2 pick now. They moved up from 5 to 2. They got the second ping pong ball chosen. And the Blackhawks, I think they moved down from 3rd to 4th, I think. That's what happened. I know the Flyers get the 5th pick now.
If the draft from a couple of years ago, if they were to do that over again, knowing what they know now, do you think Lafreniere would still get drafted real high? Or
Lafreniere, he's a difficult kid to figure out because they put him on a line that really, really does not fit his style. They put a couple of tougher guys. The Penguins up 1-0. Yep, I picked him to beat the Rangers. Lafreniere, what they need on his line is a great passer, and then somebody that's maybe a two-way forward, somebody that can get back. That way he has more range to be able to kind of play all around the ice. They're counting on him being a two-way player.
Well, not to be politically incorrect, but what does two-way mean?
Two-way player means play offense and good defense.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Ovechkin's not. Ovechkin, he likes to play around the other team's net all the time, and then a lot of times when they're going the other way, he's the last player down the ice. And a lot of times 5-on-4s and stuff like that. And that's what costs you a lot. Lafreniere needs a good forward. I'll tell you who I think they can get, probably cheap, and Rust, the kid Rust from Pittsburgh. He's a good defensive forward and offensive forward, good passer, pretty tough kid. That's what they could use.
Is there any kind of like a 3-team trade that they could do? Like maybe to trade Lafreniere to the Kraken and Kraken
I
trade.
don't think they're going to get rid of Lafreniere. I just don't see them getting
I
rid
just
of him.
didn't know if, based on what you were saying, I didn't know if they had a different philosophy than what he fits.
I don't think. I think being that he's what 20, 21 is all
So
he
you
is.
think it's a lack of depth?
Huh?
You think it's more lack of depth that's hurting him right now?
Well, he's still building. He's still becoming a man too.
Yeah.
He's still growing. Yeah, he's
About 20,
still
19 or 20.
Yeah, he's 20 or 20. He's like 20 years old, all 19, 20. That's all he is. I think you got to give him at least 3-4 more years to develop. His skating talents is just going to get better. He's going to get more familiar. They say the ice up there in New York's not. It's not the best. It's not the best ice. You got to get used to it at the Garden, and that's just the only way. That's the only way to put it. You know, some teams just have naturally great ice. Edmonton, Calgary, Toronto, Boston normally has really good ice. Detroit normally has really good ice, and then you've got teams that really, they call it soft ice or a little thick. Arizona, that it doesn't hold up
Is
good.
that all the temperature that they
Well, a lot of times drier conditions plays a part in it too.
the way that they air.
Right. Vegas is not the best ice in the world either. If it's a damp area, Seattle Kraken, they seem to have great ice. Vancouver,
Is
they're
the
right on,
wetter ice faster?
or just I think it's humidity. Maybe it's humidity.
Does that make for faster skating?
It just makes it where the ice will stay level and better. I think more often. In New York, for whatever reason, especially the Garden down there where the Islanders play, they don't have as much problems with it, which makes no sense. Philadelphia's always had really good ice. Washington's always had really good ice.
I heard
Carolina, they've had problems with their ice in the past. What'd you say?
I was just going to say that, like the ice skates that the figure skaters wear. I think I heard that they have kind of like 2 blades on the bottom,
kind of about this far apart.
Yeah, and they're actually riding kind of like on a water surface. It's like the blades. Yeah. It's like the blades almost like melt the ice as they're going along the surface.
And a lot of times, the ice is so thick that you can actually see where it kind of not puddles up, but you see the ice shoot up. Like what do you call them, ices or whatever, where you get that shaved ice put in a cup. It's almost like that. Yeah, you can get that shaved ice stuff where on an ice surface for hockey, they have to shave it down. They have to let it melt, and it more often than not, it's a pain in the ass to do because they want it as thin as possible for hockey. They want it as thin.
The Zamboni, does that actually add water to the surface?
It puts a water on the surface where it's already cold, and most times
buffs it down.
It pretty much just fills in spots. Sometimes you still may have pools of water after on the ice, but the places where people skate and stuff, once they run over it, you'll notice it even looks different. A lot of times, one of the ice surface looks like a little blue, and then it'll look white after they go over it. The reason they do, it's also it's a refrigeration unit in there too, so it's actually throwing a cold water. It's near ice already. And then it freezes right up on there, and then that's why they don't like
the surface that the ice is on top of
freezes the water.
Yeah, but is it kind of like what a tub is made out of, or something or is it?
It's kind of like a.
Is it a plastic type of thing, or is it is it more like a mineral of some kind, or?
Well, it's kind of like where the football teams out there on the football field, the drain units are actually under the ground and they suck the water up. Well, this right here is a thing that's kind of like air shooting the air upwards, cold air up, and it's keeping it frozen at all times. I don't know if it's
kind of like the air hockey surface, though.
Kind of like that, yeah. But the only difference
is metal underneath there, or what is that?
No air seeps out the top. No air seeps out the top. It depends at Madison Square Garden. They're changing out with the Knicks basketball court. Well, that's the thing. All of them, they don't remove the ice. They just put the basketball surface on top of the ice.
Concrete.
They don't remove the ice.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like a.
Yeah, it's concrete. It's like a concrete
ceramic or
no
metal or a composite of some kind, or
it's like a concrete, like P-Jet said. It's solid, but underneath that is where those freezing units are in. They may be like 20 below zero, and what it does, they're attached, and they constantly are running and keep that concrete to a. I mean, you don't. All right, think about it this way: you've seen a flagpole, and have you ever seen somebody? Have you ever seen? Have you ever dared somebody to kiss a flagpole when it's 5 below zero, and they put their lips on it?
Oh, a Christmas Story with a kid with his tongue on there.
Yeah, the next thing you know, they pulled it off, and they got no damn tongue and lips left. Yeah, it's the same.
All they have to do is pour some warm water on there, don't they?
Well, I guess, but if you can't reach it, if you're stuck,
yeah, you don't pour a little bit and quit. You got to keep till they can get loose. You got to keep pouring.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got outside rinks too. You got outside rinks that when they do it, you'd always notice the hoses they're bringing out there to the football field. They're not any size much, but they're all hoses with wind.
And then what do they do for that that outdoor game they do?
Yeah, right. So the ice surface itself, right? The ice surface itself is always up either on blocks or something off of the field, or they've got something underneath it there with a wooden type thing, but it's not directly on the field. That way they can keep it going cold all the time. Now, if they're playing in Edmonton, it's 10 below zero. They don't have to worry about that shit. They can lay the ice down and let it roll, and they don't have to worry about all that. Yeah. But if you're playing somewhere like a Detroit, it's 40 degrees, or Philadelphia, it's 40.
And I think more times than not, it's been above freezing when they've done
it. They have to keep them things hooked up. Yeah. Who else out there won something on the night of the draft? I still got some stuff here, and I was wondering who won something.
Who's Barry Trotz?
Barry Trotz was the coach of the Capitals, and then he went to the Islanders. They're supposed to have been a hell of a team this year. They just did nothing. He got fired a couple days ago, and now the Red Wings are talking about hiring him. A good hire. He'd be a good hire. Yeah, he's a good coach. And I've heard all sorts of names getting mentioned at different places. We'll see what happens. I've even heard Mike Milbury's name get called again. He's been working. I don't even know where he's working at now, but I know he's called games and stuff in the past. And we'll see what happens. But Barry Trotz to the Red Wings would be a good hire. Who has been the biggest surprise of baseball so far? The Reds. And don't get me wrong. I didn't think the Reds was going to go out here and go 100 and win 105 games. I didn't think that. But my goodness, Pittsburgh's looking like a major league team playing against them, and they're not. Pittsburgh is a bunch of AAA jabronis. That's all they are. And they're looking like a major league team playing against this team.
I'm really surprised, not that it really means anything, but I'm really surprised that Diamondbacks are above 500, or at least.
Colorado, too. Yeah, Colorado's playing above 500 ball. Everybody in the West is. But somebody's gonna fall on their face out west before it's over with.
Probably not Joey Votto. He'll probably still stick around as a DH if nothing.
Well, I've been hearing talk.
Unless he's just tired of playing.
I've been hearing that Votto wants to coach.
It could be.
Mets
I
got
think
Mets got rid of
would
Robinson
want him.
Cano. Yeah, I've been hearing Cano may end up going back to Seattle. We'll see what happens. I've been in Seattle and Cano. I've been hearing that. We'll see what happens. Did the Phillies win today? They were up 4-1. Let's see what happened there. Phillies versus Mariners. 4-2. They gave up one in the seventh. Yeah, 4-2. So
what's the latest on the Coyotes?
Arizona, man, that team is.
Where are they going to go?
Right, exactly. They don't know either. What's happening? Yeah, I'm serious.
They don't have
what it is. The owner is a dumbass jabroni, but he's a rich dumbass jabroni. He owns 2 casinos in Vegas, and he originally this was the team they were going to move to Vegas, but yep. Jabroni Network, we need to get his ass on here and interview that stupid bastard. But he's a stupid dumbass jabroni. That's what he is. So what happened was this. This is what happened, guys. He's out outside of Phoenix, and he's got a 19,000 seat facility. They're playing at, and he just simply doesn't pay his rent. Well, after you don't pay your rent for a while, what the hell happens? You get your ass kicked out, dumbass. You get your ass kicked out if you don't pay your bills. Rightly so. So what happens? They go to start playing at Arizona State University. Arizona State University does not have a hockey team, so they have to incorporate a rink right there where the basketball facility is. It ends up being a pain in the ass for them and all. They pay a rent for a short time.
Inconvenience.
and then finally ASU tells them, bye. You didn't sign a lease with us, bye-bye. They're just outside of Scottsdale. Scottsdale, Phoenix, one of the two cities. There's an Indian casino, and it's also a house to a basketball facility. I think G League basketball. And they had a hockey facility that holds 8,000 people. That's it. 8,000 people. They used that for the rest of the season. They finished out there. The Coyotes did. Now, what is happening?
Did they even fill that?
Huh?
Did they even fill that place?
Oh no, they never sold out one game this year. No. So what happened is this: the league is trying to force the Coyotes into finding a permanent residence and saying, "Look, pay your bills," because the original place they were playing at that held 19,000 was made for NHL, but the town told them, "Bye. You ain't coming back. You ain't paying your bills." The town was ending up, they raised taxes in that town because his stupid ass wasn't paying his damn bills. They were paying the tax. They were paying his rent for him. And the people voted his ass out, got him out of town. So now what's happening is this. The Arizona Coyotes are right there playing in this facility owned by the Indians Casino. And it's a basketball facility. I think it's a G League basketball facility. I think. What's happening is Houston has gone to the NHL and said, "Look, we don't look to buy them. We don't want to buy them. We got a facility sitting right here. Tell him to bring their asses down to Houston. First 2 years, in fact, rent free. We want them to relocate and call, but he has no input as to what the team name would be. Houston gets to call them whatever the hell they want to. So Houston would have the rights to call that team, change the team name.
Yeah.
But for 2 years, he would get free rent. And he don't want nothing to do with it because he's scared that if they ended up moving there, and let's say they get 9, 10, 11, 12,000 every night, the league's eventually going to end up taking the team from him if he doesn't pay his bills and shit. Yeah,
well, you're saying
mad about that shit.
So he was playing somewhere, but where a casino.
He's got 2 casinos. He's got 2 casinos himself in Vegas, and he actually wanted to build a hockey rink.
Aren't they worried about him throwing games for money or anything?
They hadn't mentioned that. He wanted to build a hockey facility hooked onto his casino, and they wouldn't allow him to do it. They said, look, you got to go through the process. And now Vegas has a team. So it looks like to me the only chances that he is going to have to keep his team is either they're going to end up having to move to Houston, the most likely scenario, or go to St. Louis. St. Louis could not St. Louis,
Kansas City.
Kansas City, yes, Kansas City. And that could happen as well. Brian told me, he said they've got the facility there ready, waiting for them. It's pretty much a bidding war, but the league has to pass his shit before he can go one place or the other. They're not going to let him go. The league's not going to let him go scot-free and say, look, you're not going to pay any rent. Plus, guess what? You're going to have the lowest salary team in the league, and then we're going to give you all the proceeds of the gate.
I don't see the NHL allowing him to keep that team after all that.
Yeah. To me, they should have taken the team from him. You know, Wayne Gretzky had a part in that team at one time. And he sold his shares. He got the hell out of there. And I think he saw the train wreck happening. I don't know. I think they'll stay in Arizona at least one more season. But if they don't find a permanent residence, they got to go. They're going to have to go somewhere else. I mean,
the Washington
Commanders
change
a 9,000 seat facility. Number one, a 9,000 seat facility should be sold out every night if you're an NHL team. Most facilities have 13,000, 14,000. And they don't always sell out, but they have 10,000, 12,000 people there every night. They're the highest priced tickets too.
Do the Joneses have any ownership interest in the Dallas Stars at all?
Who is this?
The Jones.
I don't know. I've never heard if Jerry
Jones have anything in any other franchises of any
I
kind?
don't know what he's got his hands dipped into there. I know that Cuban owns the Mavericks, and I know that Jones owns the Cowboys. The Stars, I don't know. I don't know anything about the Dallas Stars, if he's got a part of interest in it or whatever. I do think that he ended up building the dome, so I think that's his. I think it belongs to him, and for that alone, and people say, "Well, he's a dumbass to build his own facility." Now, he's had a WrestleMania there, and
a Super Bowl.
And the thing is,
big college football games, bowl games.
Oh yeah. They've had the national. I don't know if they've had the national championship game there yet or not, but they will. They will, and that's the thing.
Isn't that where they play the Cotton Bowl now?
I think they play the Cotton Bowl there now. I'm not sure. I think they do. And then the Red River Shootout sometimes between Oklahoma and Texas get played in there. There's a lot of things that happens there. Concert.
There's usually like a kickoff season, game there. Like LSU played Miami there one time. Season and
USC played Alabama or something like that a few years ago. There, and it makes sense. Why not play in a place 105,000 seats already. That's before they do anything else to the place.
My thinking is, I'm not a Jerry Jones fan, but at least when you got an owner like Jerry Jones, the team's going to try to compete.
They're going to try to win. They're not going to try to
put money in the team.
Right. And that's the thing. That's the bad thing about the Coyotes. Ownership groups have got to start looking out for their fans more than just worrying about what they're going to serve at the stations for food. Worry about the products you're putting on the ice, on the court, on the football field, wherever. Worry about that, because some of these things, come on. Pittsburgh is a joke. They're a laughing stock. PNC Park, one of the most beautiful stadiums out there. It's in the top 10, maybe top 5. And then they put this joke of a team out there. Bullshit, Baltimore. Now, their stadium is starting to get – their stadium's 30 years old now, believe it or not. But –
Camden Yards?
Yeah. 92 is when it was open. So it's actually – 31 years now. Yep.
It was in the later part of the run for Cal to get that record, but he played there a few years before he got it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that stadium is nice enough. They should be throwing a little bit of money into it. They're just not. There are some teams that are lucky enough that they have the Rays.
Oh, no offense. Baltimore is not a nice city.
Baltimore does not have the minor league system the Rays have. The Rays have had great general managers over the past, and they have stockpiled picks. Miami stockpiles picks. There's teams
remember when the White Sox and Orioles had to virtually suspend a couple of games or something there because of it had something to do with that Freddie Gray thing, didn't it?
Oh yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
There was some kind of violence or something going on around there. And that was near that ballpark.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and it's so many things. Just throw some money into your team. Put some money into your team.
Of course, that could happen anywhere now.
They should be ashamed. A lot of these teams really should be ashamed. And look, they was talking about it the other night. Scherzer makes more money than the whole Pittsburgh Pirate team. The whole Pirate team is 27 players. 27.
I don't want to make this from the political angle, but looking at cost right now, what's that going to do to the MLB in terms of ticket sales this year?
You talk about gas prices and stuff like that.
Gas prices, how much the food and drink is going to cost at those ballparks.
They're lowering their ticket prices. Some of them are. Baltimore's been lowering.
They almost have to.
Yeah. And it's all according to what would
the
you
beer is probably going to go up still, but I mean, you almost think you'd have to give people a deal on soft drinks and stuff.
Would you rather have
hot dogs?
Let's say you got a facility that holds 45,000. Let's say 45,000, and you're the A's. The other night they had 3,300 people there. What if you cut your ticket prices in half? And you ended up having 15,000 people there.
Sell a lot more concessions, at least.
Oh, and you're getting parking. Parking's $30.
Yeah.
$30 at Oakland for a car. 30. I heard it the other day. I got a friend that went. He's got his own channel here on YouTube, and if you want to check him out, the Daily Woo, that's his name.
So if you were the owner right now, or if you're in marketing in the front office of the Philadelphia Phillies, are you? I mean, obviously you got to be watching the numbers. You're looking at your attendance numbers. You're looking at the gate, what you're making, and all that.
Right.
But you have to be seeing some effects.
Yeah, you kind of
have to you do have to forecast too.
Yeah, you got to. If you're the Phillies,
you want to stay ahead of the curve on this.
Right. I think before the season started, but even more now because some gas prices went up another $1 in the last month and a half.
Yeah.
But because they're over $4 here now. It's over $4 for gas here now. I think that they need to start cutting prices 15 to 20% on tickets. And you're a whole lot better off instead of getting $22,000 at full price, get $42,000 at a reduced price. You're gonna have, like
maybe give them a $15 gas card or something as like a giveaway.
Right, and get in with some of these gas companies. Yeah, get what you want. What you want. It makes all these little metal cars and shit up in Philly. I can't think of the name of it. I got it back in. I got a couple of the cars back in there, but one of them, get in there with Wawa. Okay, first 5,000 fans tonight will win a $10 gift card to Wawa. Well, you can use it for a sandwich. You can go buy gas. You can do what the hell you want to.
Let Wawa hand out coupons in the parking.
Or go to Wawa today. Go to Giant today.
Good for today and tomorrow or something.
Right. Go there today, buy a ticket, and save 30%, 20% or whatever, and let Wawa end up being one of their.
That's stuff they could do anyway. But I mean,
but the thing is, they all see the dollar signs right at their eyes. They're not looking past that, and they're not looking at. Look at all the damn.
If you wear a T-shirt or if you wear a shirt or something that advertises one of our team sponsors or something, you get
right. Exactly, something would happen. Right. I don't, and that's the thing. That's another thing too. Once you get into the stadium, not only is there food, there's places to buy jerseys, and trust me, they're not the same price at your local mall as they are at that damn ball field. At your local mall, you may pay $69 for a shirt. Sure. You're going to pay $130, $150 at the stadium for them. Damn right.
You're going to have a lot more fun buying it at the ballpark, even though it's going to cost them more. It's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
There's an appeal to it.
That's crazy stuff. 8 o'clock here on the East Coast, guys. I wanted to just come out and, if you won something that night.
Or for Ken, for Ken and his buddy, free condoms. And
when he went to Canada, yeah. Oh boy, the Saddle Dome is not in Calgary anymore. It's in. Oh my gosh. Ken Castro, if you're out there, Rob did not start this shit tonight. It's my man Keith started.
You were covering for me that night.
It was funny as hell though. Yeah, damn right. We had Ken on one night, and I'm telling you, that was some funny shit. That was
we had him in the chat.
We've had him. I've had him on live before.
He was on live a couple nights later.
Yeah. And then when you asked him questions straight up, he's like,
"That's when I had the super glue story."
Funny as shit, though.
Okay,
if you're out there, Ken, now you got to come live with us, Ken. Now you got to go live with us because Keith's over there laughing his ass off.
No, back to sports here. So, Cincinnati Reds, bring them up again. That's a good conversation to have.
It's okay, but it's more fun talking about Ken if you get.
What are they at 6 wins now?
6 wins as the last I heard. 6-27 or some shit like that. It's not good.
Now, what do you do to get fans into that place? You got to get a cheerleader outfit or something.
Oh, something like you really, the ball girls that are going to get foul balls.
Yeah.
You got to go to the local strip club and be like, okay.
You got to get it kid friendly, but I mean,
I ain't saying nothing about not kid friendly. I'm just saying you go wear shorts like they wear in Dallas for the Cowboy cheerleaders. And you sit right there on the left field line, right field line, And every time a foul ball gets hit down the line, trust me, every guy's eyes are gonna light up like Christmas trees. So that'll help. That'll help.
Guys, you want me to autograph your balls?
Well, and then I don't. What the hell do they have as a mascot in Cincinnati?
Oh yeah, that guy with the wasn't he like Mr. Met? No, he's not Mr. Met. He's got a mustache, though, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, with a hat, a red hat on.
Big red hat. Yeah, he kind of with a hat.
Yeah, the red legs, Mr. Red Legs.
Does he look kind of like the '70s A's?
Yeah, or even older. Looks like an 1800s guy.
He's like a train engineer or something.
Yeah, they've got a great ballpark. I mean, this year's a wash. So what do you do?
Yeah, they need to wash it.
Well, first off, maybe you go to Votto. I've heard Votto said this is probably his last year. Go to Votto and say, look, what if we fired our manager? Would you want to become our manager? Would you like to be player manager like
Rose was? Say, well, would you be interested in being traded to a contender as a designated hitter?
See, I don't think they're going to trade him
for a couple minutes.
I think they would rather promote him as a manager.
You can't really be thinking about building around him anymore.
Mr. Red's name. Okay, thank you, Travis.
Hey, Travis, where you been? Quiet up until now.
Yeah, we needed him about 5 minutes ago when we was talking about.
Yeah, I needed him to help me escape that conversation you started, Rob.
We started talking.
Let's see.
We started talking about Ken Castro. Yeah. The man
closer that was it Trevor Wilson that the Giants had when they won the first World Series? He had the weird looking eyes.
Oh, kind of like staring you down, kind of eye.
Yeah. Was that Trevor Wilson? Because when I saw the name Travis Wilson, I thought of him.
It's not Tanner Wilson. Maybe it is Travis Wilson. It may be
Trevor, I think, or something like that.
Okay. Maybe it is Trevor Wilson.
But it seemed like he was nothing after that. That 1 year.
I tell you.
Of course, Lincecum went downhill fast after that, too.
Yeah. And then, what's his name? Had his little argument with the umpires the other night, the one that used to be with the Giants.
Used to be?
Guy with the Diamondbacks now. He had his little fight the other night.
Bumgarner?
Bumgarner, yeah. Yeah. Had his big brouhaha the other night. So yeah.
I like that little Freddie Sanchez that they had, that Giants team. Second baseman, he had one foot that was kind of deformed or something.
Oh, okay.
You remember that? It's kind of like a Dempsey foot or something he had. Or it was it wasn't. Oh, didn't have the same muscular.
Was he a decent ball player?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he played for the Pirates, I think, for a while, and then he ended up on that World Series team.
Yeah. Chicago's 7-foot giant put out the New York Mets release Robinson Cano. It's been rumored for the last week in Seattle.
He seems like he's been around a long time.
Cano.
Yeah.
Cano's been around.
Wasn't he with the Yankees like in the very early 2000s? When Pujols started?
I think he won a championship with him.
Did he come in like just after Pujols? By a couple of years?
Pujols,
yeah. Or was it like 2005 or something when Cano came in? Pujols started around 2001.
Yeah. Cano. Let's see. Who did he play with?
Was he on that? He wasn't on that World Series team yet that played.
09. He was on the 09 team. He was
on he might have been on the 09 team, but
I mean, not 09, 08 team. 08 team. No, 08 team. Let's see.
08 team wasn't in the World Series.
No, they weren't in the World. 09 team did. He was on that team. Yeah.
Yeah, when they beat the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
Was he on that team?
I think so.
Because he still had Jeter and Matsui.
Let's see. I think he was on that team. Robinson
Was Swisher
Cano.
on that team? Or was Swisher with the Phillies then?
Oh, he says right now he might return to the AL East, so he may even go back to the Yankees. 168 game tenure in New York. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Let's see.
First career home run in 05 Yankees.
2005 is when he started.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
he played from 05 to
13,
13, 14 to 18 with the Mariners, and then
he's got to be
played.
pushing 40 then, huh?
He's got to be close to 40. 39. October, he'll be 40. Yeah. First career home run in 05 Yankees. Yeah. He's at 335 home runs. Wow.
So did he got
He's
called
a borderline Hall of Famer. What do you say?
after Soriano left, he came up?
I think so,
Or
yeah.
was Soriano still there then?
He played second.
Soriano went to the Cubs in like 06 or 07.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe Soriano was with the Cubs sooner than that, though.
8-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger, 2-time Gold Glove winner. Man, 302. He's batted 302. He's got 2,600 hits, 335 home runs. I mean, that's borderline Hall of Fame shit there. Hell, how many hits did Ripken get? He didn't get 2,600 hits.
Another guy that's been around, it seems like forever, is Nelson Cruz.
Nelson Cruz has been around a long time, and the thing is, he's not tearing his body up
because he was with the Giants with their World Series teams, correct? At least one of them. He was with the Twins. He was an Oriole. He was a Mariner.
He's been around. Yeah.
He's been around.
He was with the Rangers a few years.
Yeah. I think he was there when they were going to those World Series. I want to say he was.
Yeah. He Cano, 2,600 hits. Let's say he ends it this year. If he gets 68 more hits, he's got 2,700 hits. 15 more home runs, he's got 350 as a second baseman. 50 more RBIs would be 1,350 RBIs if he can do that. And if he can stay above 300, he's a Hall of Famer, man. He is a Hall of Famer. I think he is anyway. Name a second baseman. All right, what the guy was in Chicago.
For which Chicago?
Cubs. Sandberg. Ryan Sandberg stats.
Oh. Well, Sandberg was a really good glove too, though. You got to remember.
Yeah, well, what's his name's won 2 gold? What's his name's won 2 Gold Gloves? Yeah. We'll see what his lifetime. I bet his lifetime average ain't no 300, dude. I bet it ain't.
But what they're comparing it to is his contemporaries, though. You got.
But still, now 264 a lifetime.
Yeah, but I mean, he was like the starting second baseman on our All-Star team.
282 career home runs. And Cano's got 305.
Well, Jeff Kent had a lot too. Jeff Kent had a lot of home runs.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But he wasn't a defensive player.
How many Gold Gloves did Sandberg get? 4?
Oh, at least I would say. Sandberg, though, he's playing like 82.
There's no doubt he was a wins. How about this? Wins above replacement, 68. I mean that's a hell of a lot in the career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only Cub I think that I can say from that World Series team that for Hall of Fame players, I mean, I would say
Oh, he won nine
Bryant.
consecutive. He won 9 consecutive Gold Gloves.
Yeah, because there were times he went like well over 100 games, I think, without an error a couple times.
989 career fielding percentage. That's 99 out of 100. You make.
Yeah.
That's middle infield too. I mean,
The
so many times.
2016 Cubs. I think Bryant, if he can, he's not there yet, obviously. But
Chris Bryant.
He's the guy that has a chance to put a career together to get to the Hall of Fame. He's got a lot more work to do.
Oh yeah, he's
Rizzo. Same thing. Probably still.
Rizzo. I don't think Rizzo
will not get there.
I don't think Rizzo has a chance that Bryant has. What do you think?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think Rizzo has an outside shot, but I think he's probably not going to get there.
Yeah.
But even
Chris
the pitching,
Bryant career stats.
as good as Lester was, and he won that World Series with Boston too. I don't know if he's got the years to even have a chance.
No, his earned run average for his career is right at 4.
Especially those last couple of years. I mean,
he
was really good from like 2013 through 2017, maybe. He had like 5 really good years.
Chris Bryant.
So I think
how old Chris Bryant
guy on that team that has a good.
He's on the injured list right now. Chris Bryant is, which I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'd say he's kind of the only guy on that team that has a good chance. And when I say good, not that it's probable, but I think he's got.
You talking about on the Rockies team?
Well, I'm just saying that for his career, I think Bryant's about the only one right now that, if continuing along the path that he's on, can be.
So you think he's got a better chance than Charlie Blackmon does?
I'm not comparing him to Rockies players. I'm comparing him to the Cubs players of 2016.
Oh!
Yeah,
I
think he's the only guy from that team.
I thought you were talking about on the team
that has a highly plausible chance to get to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
he's having a hard time figuring out a way to.
How old is
probability or anything? I'm just saying I think there's a possibility, and I think someone like Rizzo is probably quite a long shot to get there, because I don't really see him being an everyday first baseman. Like
he's 30 years old though. That's what's
star of the team type of guy.
He's older. He's older than Bryce Harper is, and he only has 167 home runs, and he's batting. Let's see, what is he batting career? 278. Nah, he ain't no Hall of Famer. I'm talking about Bryant.
No, I'm saying it, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a probability or anything. I just say out of the players that on that 2016 Cubs team, I think he's probably the only one that has a reasonable chance.
Maybe, but I'd give him less than a 1 in 10 chance of making the Hall of Fame. I don't think
that's fine, but that's still probably better than anybody else on that team. And I'm not trying to beat up that Cub team. I'm just saying.
Yeah, who was the catcher? Who was the catcher they had?
Well, it was Montero, Contreras, and Ross.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ross.
Montero and Ross mostly. Contreras kind of came up later, but during
Rizzo,
the season.
Rizzo. Let's see, who else?
Well, they had Baez and Russell, and they
didn't have a closer or nobody that could make a Hall of Fame. Was it
Chapman? But that was a late season pickup.
Did they have him one that came from Boston? Did they have him then?
Stroke?
No.
Boston? Did you say?
Yeah, the one Spider looked like a spider when he was standing out on the mound. Was he the closer for him then? Oh, Kimbrel.
Oh no.
Okay, he came after that.
They had was it Rondon or something like that? And then when they got Chapman became the closer.
Okay. So
they had
Kimbrel,
they had that Carl Edwards, Strope, and Rondon that were like the late innings
Yeah.
guys. And Montgomery was.
Kimbrel, I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer yet. I don't know. I don't know how many saves he's got. That shit.
Yeah, but the Cubs had him later on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kimbrel, you said Boston. I think of Braves because that's where he started his career.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
When you said Boston, I was thinking that Uehara guy because the Cubs had him for a little bit too.
Yeah. Let's see Trevor Story's numbers, career numbers. Everybody says he's got a chance to make the Hall of Fame. Let's see if he does. Trevor Story career stats. Let's see. Let's see. Number one, he's not. He's got 158 home runs for a shortstop.
How many current Yankees do you think make the Hall of Fame? If you had to project going forward like a decade.
I don't think Stanton does.
Too many injuries.
I mean,
and he hasn't been delivering on the batting.
Judge either. I don't think Judge would be a Hall of Fame.
And I don't think the highest paid baseball player ever was.
He wants to be $50 million now. Yep. And the chances are he ends up going somewhere. I mean, he could end up going to the Angels, and they could end up having the 3 quote unquote best players in baseball. Meow, meow, man. And I still say, and I know I piss people off when I say this, Mike Trout ain't the best player in baseball right now. He just is not. He's not the best player in baseball. Go look at the damn numbers. He's not. He's not even the best player on his team. He's not the best player on his damn team. But there's 10 offensive players better than him right now. And like I say, one of them's on his team. And people don't like hearing it, but that's the truth. That's just the damn truth of it. He's very good player. I don't take nothing away from him, but he's had too many injuries, and
that's sad. I can't even think of that guy's name now. It's the guy from Japan, their superstar.
Oh, the pitcher.
Pitcher, and he hits all those home runs too.
Yeah.
The guy that's got the new rule.
Right, he's pitching tonight. I think he's pitching tonight too. Because
DH after he stopped.
Last night they had a no-hitter. How about that bullshit? How about that? Did you see that?
Mm.
I watched it. Rookie threw a no-hitter for him last night, the 12th in the Angels' history. And then tonight they got him pitching tonight. Whatever the hell is.
Boy, this is a failure.
Yeah.
Sports talk here.
Yeah. All he was MVP, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, probably in Japan too.
Yeah. LA Angels.
Oh.
Ohtani. Yeah, Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani is a better offensive player right now than Trout. He just simply is. There are better players out there than him right now. Shit.
See, somebody's going to get a clip of this and they're going to put it on.
They're going to be like, these two dumbasses have no idea.
We'll be on MLB Central tomorrow morning. And
but Keith, let's make it fair. When's the last time you actually seen the kid play? Ohtani. Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't have access, and every time they play, it's 11 o'clock here.
10:30.
Yeah, they start at 7 o'clock at night, and we're it's 10:05 or 10:30.
And Lauren Giannotti will be sitting there like, what are these two dumbasses?
Now the Phillies are heading to the Giants. No, to the Dodgers tomorrow, and that's the reason they played early today. They're heading down there and going to play tomorrow. I'll probably sit up and watch that because, I'm a Phillies fan. I sit up once in a while, watch Boston play. But I'm not going to sit up and watch the A's play the Angels all the time. If I flip it through and they say, well, here's Mike Trout. He's up for the third time tonight and has 2 singles. I might sit there and watch it at bat. But I'm not going to sit there and watch him for 4 hours, either 3 hours to play. I'm just not.
Something that's kind of sad to admit, but when it comes to watching baseball games, if I can't get into the announcers, I'm not going to stick with it. Now, fortunately for the Phillies, I like their 2 guys.
Oh, yeah, man. If you don't want – well,
those 2 guys work very well together.
Especially if they're home, you got Kruk.
Yeah. But the other guy works very well together with him.
Yeah. Tom McCarthy.
Yeah, he's got the right amount of dry humor to go along with
yeah. And then they realize at any moment the fanatic can come walking around there with a bucket of popcorn and pour it on somebody's friggin' head, or could come in there and bring them 100 hot dogs and say, hey, eat them, whatever. Kruk is up for it. Kruk is a nut. He admits it. Yeah. He says, I've got 14 years of knowledge, 12 years in high school, and 2 years I've effed around in college. And that's exactly the way in junior college. He went to a junior college. And he admits that
I like watching Orsillo and Mudcat or Mud Grant from the Mark Grant of the Padres. Those 2 guys work good together. Same kind of situation. Yeah. Grant's a little off the wall, and Orsillo just plays off of him really well. He's got a nice
and then if you want the world's worst, flip it on the Nationals.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to say that Santangelo.
Yeah, FP Santangelo. Somebody needs to take his head and take him to Chicago and throw his head right in that damn stuff that the Cubs got on the wall at Ivy and wrap his head in it a couple times. He's awful.
He'll come on looking like Medusa or something.
then we got Ray Knight going to come out and go join us tonight. Oh my God, Ray Knight.
Well, I
don't
really care for that guy, Charlie Steiner. I don't care for him.
No, they really are bad in Washington. And the thing is, the sad part for us is this: when Philadelphia plays Washington, whether they're home or on the road, I cut it on extra innings. It is blacked out. You must watch the home team version. So I have to flip it over to Washington's network and listen to those dumb jabronis for.
And I'm not a guy of cancel culture type of thing. I mean, I fully understand why the guy lost his job, but
for the Reds, Brenneman, he's a hell of an announcer.
You think so?
I like him.
What I was going to say is, even without the canceling of him, when he was on there, I just didn't like listening to the guy.
I liked him.
He was a Cubs announcer for a few years at least.
Now he wants Steve Stone. I like Steve Stone better. I like Steve Stone.
Oh yeah. But Brenneman, I liked him better at baseball than football. Football,
he's terrible at that. But yeah, I like him at baseball.
I could tolerate him at baseball, but he wasn't a guy that made me want to watch it.
Yeah.
And Dwayne Stats is a little bit dry. He's okay though.
The White Sox
Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, the guy that White Sox got that works with Steve Stone. Good. Benetti, Jason Benetti.
Okay.
He does college basketball and stuff, or college football and stuff. He does a lot of stuff for ESPN too. He's good. He's very good at his job.
And I couldn't stand listening to those damn Atlanta announcers. What the hell was their name?
Back in the day.
All the way through, because it's been grandpa and then pa and then son and all that.
Oh
bullshit.
Yeah.
I didn't like none of them.
He didn't like any of the Carries.
And when Harry Carey was in Chicago, he sucked ass. I didn't like him either.
Well, he was. I just, I kind of he was there when I started with the Cubs, so I kind of got to know.
Check out the kid in the sombrero. Oh, my word. You can pass me honey, you can pass me a bud while you're at it. But good Lord, check that ball out down the right field line.
Doug Senzo or something like that. That backwards is now. Wait a minute here. You got to get right going forward first before you.
Biff Pokeroba. I remember him playing back in the 80s, and he was one hell of a talent. And he came up to me one day and he said, "Why do you call me by my name? You mess up my name every time. You call me Buff." He called him Buff Pokeroba instead of Biff. He said, "Why the hell you call me Buff?" And he says, "I don't call you Buff." He said, "Go back to the announcement every time you went to the games. Here comes Buff Pokeroba up to bat." That was some funny shit. And then Steve Stone would be over the side talking to him. Total opposites. Total freaking opposites. I mean, we're talking about he's over here. I mean, really. I mean, this man is he's about two strings.
Yeah, Gary was like, "Oh,
Harry Carey's about two strings.
Got to light up one of those. You always got to light up one of those cigars here in the booth."
What in the world is going on in center field tonight? They have dropped the ball 4 times, and they have played like total garbage. And I mean, he'd say some shit, man. And
yeah, he'd sit out there in the outfield in the bleachers once, a couple times a summer. He'd have a keg of beer under his table. He'd be passing. He would be so bombed by the time the 4th inning came up.
Stone would have a mop. He'd be like, "But Harry, you got to understand, it's 23 mile an hour winds out there today, and this team is having a hard time with the wind. Yeah. I don't care what the wind is doing right now. You see, it's only 338 feet to dead center field, and they've got to catch the ball if it lands in this park."
Oh, that's the reason I can't watch Yankees games, because I don't like Sterling at all. I can't stand listening to
John Sterling.
Oh, that's, to me, he's not just bad. He's one of the worst. Yeah. I'm gonna probably make some people.
Oh, I didn't like a guy for the Giants now either.
And
he was with the Orioles.
Michael Kay, I don't think he's all that good either, but I can stand him a lot better than Sterling.
Yeah. Who's the ball-headed jabroni with the Giants now? He was with the Orioles.
Kuiper?
Nah, what the hell is his name?
Are you talking about the announcers?
Yeah.
There was Dwayne Kuiper, and then the pitcher.
San Francisco Giants announcers.
He was a pitcher for him back in the 80s.
San Francisco Giant announcers.
Late 70s. It starts with a K.
John Miller.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about Mike Krukow.
No, I like John Miller, but
I could stand Mike Krukow. Yeah, John Miller.
Krukow sounds like Sutcliffe to me, but anyway.
I like Sutcliffe. I can deal with him. You didn't like him?
Not drunk.
Like if he's drunk or not. But John Miller, when he left Baltimore, I was the best thing. And then all I say is, okay, when's Palmer going to join you? Palmer's awful too.
I didn't mind Miller. I kind of like him.
I can't stand. Yeah, and then
listening to him with Morgan, wasn't the best thing in the world.
and then of course, Vin Scully. Oh God, you want to fall asleep? You want to fall fucking asleep? Well, all right. This is Vin Scully for you. In the third,
I thought it was a lot better when he had somebody like Gary Giola sitting there.
Gary Giola was awesome. Yeah,
of course, Gary Giola could do it by himself.
Yeah, he could. But
no, I mean, to me, that was the best
Vin Scully. This was Vin Scully, though. We got off 3-3 games starting here in the top of the 4th inning here at Dodger Stadium. And that brings up a point. Last night, I don't know. He starts talking about shit that 10 years ago. I remember. I
That
can
sounds like
remember
Tim McCarver.
this left field. I can remember when this left field deck was flat out there. Right now, where they have this, and he keeps talking about the first pitch
Tim
is a ball.
McCarver would get off into something. He'd forget he was even at a ball game.
Yeah, what? He gets on a damn rant. And for 4 innings, he's talking about a ramp in left field. Yeah, I was Scully for you. We're going to tell you a little story tonight. And,
Hamilton, he went to Houston because, from what I heard, he hated Harry Carey. He could not stand to be in the same city with him.
Who was that? Milo
Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
He used to do radio for the Cubs back in the 80s. And from what I heard, he hated Harry Carey so much, he just said, I'm out of here.
I didn't like listening
to him.
It was funny to watch because you knew some shit was going to happen. Kind of like watching Jerry Springer, you just wondered when shit was going to fly off,
But I didn't watch Jerry Springer, did you?
Oh, good God. I'd never turned it off of Jerry Springer every time, oh, I'd love to watch that shit because you knew somebody's going to get the hell beat out of him. And then after that, you turn the channel. George. Some girl comes up there. Tina, don't you have something to tell George? George?
Which one? Which one had the beard?
I've become a lesbian and I've started dating your mom. What? And then the next thing you know, they're ready to start fighting. And oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Every kind of piece of trash in the world went on Springer. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They call it the White Trash Network, but it just wasn't just white trash. You had some Mexicans on there. Yeah, you had. Oh, yeah.
Here goes this one.
Oh, yeah. The Mexican contingent shall sue Robert.
You butter pecans, you just get the heck out of here now.
No, I said, don't talk about the butter pecans now.
I just did that.
Rob, talk about the white people all you want to, but don't bring those damn Mexicans into it because you're coming close to home on that shit. Funny as hell. Funny as shit. Yeah, but I'm serious. I don't even know if he's still
got the Cubs got now. I don't know if I like him or not. He's okay, I guess.
Who is that?
Boog Chiambi or something like that. He was with ESPN or something. He's like because the guy they had for several years went to he's doing radio for the White Sox now.
It's not Buster Olney, is it?
No, it's Boog Chiambi or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
He's working the Jim Deshaies.
I don't know him, man. I tell you, Jim Thome ought to do it. Jim Thome had the right attitude. Man, I tell you, that's a guy I would love to have met. He's a Hall of Famer. He should be first ballot Hall of Fame. 600 fucking home. Didn't he have 600 home runs, or just 5 something?
I don't know. You follow that kind of stuff.
I want to say he had 600 home runs, and if he did, I mean, he's in the top 10. Jim Thome career home runs. 612. I mean, 8th all time. First ballot Hall of Fame.
I'm the kind of guy, Rob. I don't care if they hit 600 home runs. If they suck, they don't really deserve all it.
Jim, let me ask you.
I knew that expression was coming.
Larry said, I think he had 611. It says right here, 612.
He gave me those Archie Bunker eyes. That was awesome.
I'm just not giving you the Archie Bunker responses because I would get booted off fucking YouTube for that shit.
Well, you got 612. Would have hit that many home runs. How good of an accomplishment would that have really been? Or Dave Kingman or something.
276 batting average, not the greatest. Knocked in 1,699, so 1,700 RBIs and 2,328 hits.
Of course, Silver Slugger was always on a roster that had a lot of offense too.
5 All-Star teams. Yeah.
Between Cleveland, I think the White Sox when he was there, the Twins when he was there, the Phillies when he was there, those lineups were loaded.
Yeah, they were.
On all those spots.
But he helped make those lineups
So
good.
he was protected. Probably
Yeah.
at least too deep on.
I mean, it's dudes your age. Was you born in 1970?
One.
71. Okay, he's born in 70. He's just a little bit older than you. But he's 52. Yeah.
See, Larry beat you to it. You got 6'11" before you
I
did.
said 6'11" before you checked it on your phone. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And he just knew it.
It was close. It was
I think
6'12".
we ought to get off the camera and put Larry on here because we're just
Larry, come on line with us.
we're stinking it up on here. We couldn't even
Larry,
think. Larry,
Larry,
we
why don't
couldn't
you
even
and
think
Travis
of
Wilson
Otani's
come
name a
on live
moment
with
ago. We're that bad.
Larry, come on live with us. Come on
I'm
live with us.
embarrassed about that, Rob.
About what?
Well, neither one of us could think of Shohei Otani's name.
Oh, man. It ain't like it's Tom Willis or John Smith. It's Shohei Ohtani. I mean,
Well, that should make it easier to remember.
I don't eat at a Japanese. I don't eat at Japanese restaurants, so I don't say Japanese words.
Oh man, here we go. Another
Hell yeah,
completely incorrect shot.
I don't. I'm just
You
not.
got like 4 cones against you tonight, Rob.
Oh man, all the arrows are pointing my way. The Mexican contingent, the Asian contingent, they all hate my ass. Now, I got to find Howard play for the Red Villains when Tommy was playing first for the Phillies. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, look at that lineup that they had there. I mean, that was a superstar lineup the Phillies had, like 2000.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Utley and Rollins and Howard
And the fact is, none of them are Hall of Famers.
Victorino. Well, it doesn't matter. At the time, though, together they were all this
Worth.
Yeah.
Worth.
And why is it he was sleeping with someone's wife? Was it the second baseman?
Utley's wife.
Did they get in a fight or anything?
No.
Were you paid to go watch 10 rounds between those two? Or a cage match?
I love seeing him whip Utley's ass any day. I want an Utley fan. Pat Burrell. Yep, Pat Burrell played left.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Was he on the Rays team though? That when they played in the World Series, was he the Rays by then, or was he still a Philly?
The Phillies.
I might be getting confused with Abreu because they had Abreu and he was a bigger player before.
Abreu was not there when they won the World Series.
Right.
He
was like the.
But shit. Neither was Lee. Neither was. I mean.
Right.
Go back.
Those pictures.
When they stacked all those pictures up, that was after that.
Yeah, buying Hamels. Cole Hamels.
They had Hamels. They had him.
Yeah, he was the only one of those pitchers. I think that.
But
he was like Roxton or something like that in 08, I think. But they didn't have Halladay or Oswalt or Lee. Lee got there in 09 when they went back to the World Series.
Right. Yep. Yeah. And their third baseman, let's see. At one time they had the jerk from St. Louis. What the hell was his name? I couldn't stand that son of a
Scott Rowland.
Yeah. They got rid of his ass. I was like, good riddance. Then they bring in that Michael Franco, and I was like, oh, God. I mean, he struck out.
Well, he was a prospect that just didn't pan out. But
he was not.
And who was the catching? Was it
Chooch Ruiz? Carlos Ruiz?
Yeah. Was it a
platoon
with him? With somebody? Did he platoon with somebody?
Early on, he might have, but by that time, he was playing. He was playing about every day. Yeah, he was playing about every day. There, he was a hell of a defensive catcher.
And who was the best closer the Phillies had in those?
Who was it? Oh, Myers.
Like 07 and 13. Myers.
He was a starter and then became a closer. What was his name?
What about the guy they got from the Astros?
Billy. It was after his time. Are you talking about left?
No. This guy was
throwed 100 miles an hour.
That was Wagner. But the guy I'm thinking,
it was the only guy threw 100 miles an hour. They traded a guy to the Astros that threw 100 miles an hour.
Was that what it was? Well, he was real good at one place, and then when he
what the hell was his name? Yeah,
he kind of sucked. Well, somebody told me after Pujols hit the
Ken
three-run-
Giles. Ken Giles.
That isn't. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's the guy I'm thinking of.
Ken Giles went from Philly down to Houston, and Houston brought. Who did they give Philadelphia?
The guy I'm thinking of gave up a
Atlanta,
3-run
Houston
shot to Pujols.
Trade with Ken Giles. Ken Giles trade with Philadelphia and Atlanta. I mean, not Atlanta. Ken Giles trade with Philadelphia and Houston. Two pitchers and two players to be named later was Ken Giles. That was it. He could throw 100 miles an hour when he was throwing it.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the guy I'm thinking of.
2008 roster Phillies. Brett Myers. Brett Myers was their closer, though. Yeah. Brad Lidge.
That's it. That's the guy I'm thinking
Brad Lidge. Brad Lidge, he was their setup man then.
Yeah, but he was a
setup
closer.
man.
And then
He was
gave up a
what?
big home run to Pujols, and then it seemed like his confidence got.
Yeah. Jamie Moyer was pitching there then.
Yeah.
Ryan Madsen, Joe Blanton, J.C. Romero,
Yeah.
Shane Victorino,
So they didn't have Broxton.
Broxton.
Yeah, didn't they have a Broxton somewhere
No,
around?
I don't. Yeah, Eric Bruntlett, Jay Happ, Jason Worth, Kyle Kendrick,
Okay.
Pedro Feliz, Clay Condrey, Tom Gordon, Chris Cost, Greg Dobbs, Adam Eaton.
Yeah,
Adam
Layla was the guy I was trying to think of.
Adam Eaton, Layla went to Washington and ended up being a hell of a player. Yeah. Brett Myers, for the most part, was their closer that year. They brought Lidge in, and Lidge did some closing at the end there. They got him late season trade.
What did you think of the way that Kent Tekulve looked? Those glasses and stuff.
Looked like the biggest geek in the world, but
He was good though.
but he had a hell of a curveball, man.
Well, you know,
And
he was talking about the way he would stand on the mound, and he was kind of like facing the.
Well, he would almost face
with the hips and the legs. You had to almost do exactly the opposite of what most pitchers were doing.
standing on the mound. He almost faced third base dugout. He was facing kind of that way, both of his feet and shit. And then by the time he was done with his windup, his hands, the bottom of his hands, sometimes hit the dirt because he had that
Explaining
like a
his
Quisenberry.
legs and his hips and stuff. He had to do almost like the exact opposite of what most pitchers do.
Yeah. He did a Quisenberry. I don't know if he was as good as Quisenberry. They both were good. Tekulve, I think, was more recognizable just because he played Pittsburgh. Tekulve, he was a good pitcher, but I think overall in their career, I think Quisenberry might have been better.
But you're right; he did look kind of geeky out there. Now, when you saw him out of uniform, just in an interview or something, he
Yeah.
looked like any other guy. But when he had to get up with a hat and the glasses and everything, he just really.
Well, did you ever see Jason Worth as a rookie? Let me show you Jason Worth as a damn rookie. Watch it. Jason Worth rookie photo. You'll be like, what the hell? All right.
Yeah, same neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah, he far from Tekulve, right? They have damn glasses there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, grow a beard, dude. Do something. But I mean, at that time, he was probably too
He looks
young.
like he's looking at somebody like, "Hey, man, that's my girlfriend. You better get away from her. I'm about to come over and kick her."
And he was a Rule 5 guy.
Yeah.
He was a Rule 5 guy for the Phillies. He got from the Dodgers.
Rule 5. That's after their options run out.
After the options run out, then what happens is he becomes a free agent, unless nobody picks him up. But if nobody picks him up, that team either has to release him and pay his full salary or keep him on the roster for the rest of the year. And the Phillies ended up getting him and then give him a conditional or like 6th-round pick for him. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Jason Worth and the Edge. Hey, get those photographs. Yeah. And then when he went to 02, he's in Toronto, and then he goes to Washington. I look like two different.
There he almost looks like he could play the movie version of Rob. You know, I shave off got his beard down a little bit, do a little trimming around the outside there. And
he got too much hair, man. I ain't seen that damn much. Good God. If I had that, number one, my wife would kill me if I grew that much hair. And then number two, I'd probably give her the chance to kill me if I was able to grow that much fucking hair. So, yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Didn't you say your hair was really long at one time, though?
Most before I met my wife. Who's winning the World Cup? I don't know who's going to win the World Cup.
Now, how did you catch her interest with that long hair if she doesn't like long hair?
It was before I met her. I didn't cut it before I met her.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So she would have said no thanks.
I didn't meet her until I was 34 years old. I was 34 when I met Darlene.
Numbers.
No, no, I said 34. I was 38. I was 38 when I met my wife.
No, I mean numbers is in her.
Yeah. Hope everyone
What's his name, Dave? Is it Dave? Is that his name?
I think his name's Dave. Netherlands, Brazil, Argentina.
It's been a while since we've seen him.
Yeah, is it Dave? Numbers, you want to come online live with us? We fixing to leave. Yep, you want to come on live with us? The first one was yes, Dave, but now we got to see if Dave wants to come on live with us. That'd be pretty cool.
When is the World Cup and where are they playing it?
I don't know where they're playing it at this year.
This is the men's, I imagine.
Better not be Russia.
No, what happens like when
all the time are we okay? Where are they playing at this time? Are they playing? I want to say maybe they're playing over in like Japan. But hell, I don't know.
Since we've already taken some chances here tonight, now do they have any rules on gender when it comes to the World Cup?
Oh yeah, women can't
you have
play.
To be biologically.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're playing in Qatar. Yeah, a fucking desert. Yeah, Qatar. It's gonna be hot as hell over there. When are they starting? Near Dubai. Does that start? That starts what, the second week in June? I think. It's fun to watch. I just wish they would show all the games, every one of them.
You might be able to catch it like on Peacock or something, huh?
Yeah.
Or Hulu.
After Thanksgiving, I think. No, they played before that. They ain't playing no damn.
Will that be like time over there?
Maybe their Thanksgiving, man. Ours. Yeah. Do 2022 World Cup soccer.
Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine.
Hell yeah, it is. November 21st to December 18th. The fuck? That must be their summertime. That must be it. November 21st to December 18th. No shit. 32 teams.
Now, is our team made up of MLS players?
A lot of them are MLS players, and some of them are even players. A couple of them are even players that play. A couple of them, I think, play over in
Italy or something?
yeah, over in English Premier League. We may have one or two players, not much. So we're in pot 2 is what we call us. Pot 2. Mexico, Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, U.S., and Croatia. Where's Ukraine? Group stages. England, Iran, and UEFA Path A winners.
Does Poland have a decent soccer team?
They're not the greatest.
They're not very good.
Nah. Ecuador, Senegal, Brazil. They're all really good. Spain generally has a decent team. Germany always does.
Yeah, Germany always does.
Yeah, Germany always seems to have a really good team.
France is usually pretty decent too.
France is actually ranked 3rd right now. Yeah. Germany is ranked 12th, so they're way down the list. Belgium 2nd, Brazil 1st.
Japan usually had a good women's team, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, Japan 23rd out of what 28 teams or 32 teams, so not the greatest. Qatar being the host, they're number 51 in the world. But they automatically get to play. So that knocks one of the top 32 teams out.
A lot of times it seems like in stuff like that, the home country usually does pretty good, but being
a lot of times they end up showing up. Yeah, USA will be very good in 2026, especially if they get the kid back that was playing for Philadelphia, and then he went overseas to play, and his brother plays there now.
Does Canada have a decent team?
Canada's okay, but they're not as good. They're not as good as US. They're not as good as US.
They're not. They don't have the soccer team like their hockey team.
Their women's team I think their women's team is every bit as good as theirs.
Their women's soccer team is good.
They really are good, but they put more time and effort into the women than they do the men. Men, it's more hockey than it's soccer. But the kid that played for the Philadelphia Union last year, he was a hell of a player too. Young kid, he was only like 18 or whatever, 19. And they shipped his ass overseas because they knew they would get a good loan for him. And they brought his brother up. His brother's only 16 playing on the team, or 17. And he's still in school and playing for the game.
What does a soccer coach do during a game? Is he just kind of watching to see opening up, trying to see, I see a problem here. We need to keep an eye on this.
We got to make sure this area of the field's covered and this area of the field's covered, and that type shit. Or if you're playing one-on-one, which normally you are playing one-on-one against the guy beside in front of you, if you keep getting beat and the other guy's chasing him down the whole game, they'll eventually they'll say, look, you got to decide whether you can play defense or you go sit on the bench. So, France has this generation's Pete Given World Cup performance. He scored a goal.
About the time that guy gets a red card, though, and then you're playing shorthanded.
Then it's real bullshit. Yeah, 11 on 10. Never a lot of fun. That's something I never played with soccer. I've never been on a soccer. I've never watched a live soccer match in my life. Kids, otherwise, nothing, ever. I've never seen a live soccer match. I just never have. I love it. I love to watch it on TV, but I've never been to one live. Just never have. Hockey games, I've probably been to 5,000.
I found that game.
I say that. You might be like, Rob, 5,000. I have been to games. I've been to multiple hundreds of games in a season because
Did you say you played pickleball?
play what pickleball, something like that. I
That
don't
was
know
kind of an
what.
interesting game to watch. I didn't stick with it a whole long time, but it was kind of fun.
I
I just got irritated with a guy that had his hat on backwards. That was just
No,
driving me
you
nuts.
didn't-
That's
you didn't
so
like
stupid
that.
to me. Well, there were two guys. The one of them had a white hat though, and it just stood out.
But yeah, I want to know if anybody that was on the broadcast for the NFL draft ended up winning something. If you ended up winning something, get in touch with me, okay?
And yeah, Sean, I don't like it when people wear their baseball caps backwards. That just looks stupid.
So I wear
You're
mine
ready to
back.
come back with something smart.
I won't wear mine backwards when I see you, Keith. But I wear mine backwards sometime. Yeah.
Well, I can see if you're out in the sun and you're trying to keep your neck from getting burned up, but I mean,
Sometimes driving a car, I'll do that shit. That's just me. That's just me. I'll do that shit. When I'm fishing or something, I like it brim on my hat over top of my head.
I get that red spot on your head. It's like
Little red spot right here.
the doofus
Right
was
here,
that
right
had
here.
their hat on backwards.
White, all this will be white,
Yeah, you got
and right here will be a red spot right
Right.
there. And yeah, then somebody
You're
on the
like
right
that
when
Cyclops guy from the X-Men, you know? Like
kick me, yeah, kick me.
Shoot a laser beam at
But yeah, yeah. If you did win something during the NFL draft night, let me know. Leave a message there, okay? I still got a couple of items left. If not, I'm gonna have another giveaway very soon. We're just gonna do it one night when I'm online. May not even ask a question. I may just pop up and say, "Hey, who wants this? Who wants this?" And I may have certain times written down. A lot of times I'll write down a time, and I don't care who's in here then. There may be 5 people in here, might be 9 people in here, might be 1. Doesn't matter what about that. I'll look at my clock and look at that and be like, oh, okay, who wants this now? Something free. So definitely be checking the channel out. We're going to be giving away some red, white,
Has
blue.
anybody heard how Uncle Ron's doing? Is he getting
Last I heard, Ron was doing better.
good deal?
He's been doing some.
Oh, we don't know. We heard he had COVID. So
Yeah, he had COVID. And he was having his coughs and stuff. Yep. So, yep. I'm gonna head out, guys. I know my wife's gonna be here soon. 9 o'clock here on the East Coast. God bless. We'll talk to you soon. And don't forget, we'll have some more giveaways coming up very soon. God bless.
Don't be such a stranger, Travers. Enjoy having you in here.
Yeah, we did. Bye-bye.